So yeah, so Zion Lodge, which I currently preside over, I'm doing my second year in the East right now. My lodge was gracious enough to kind of give me a mulligan from last year because of circumstances. But yeah, Zion Lodge is the oldest Masonic body in the state of Michigan, one of the oldest in the country, the oldest Masonic body west of the Allegheny Mountains. It was originally, warranted rather, by the Provincial Grand Lodge of New York back on April 27th, 1764. How it came about in the early days of Detroit. This is back when this was still Fort Detroit. Um, the British, during the 7 Years' War, had taken over Fort Detroit from the French 4 years prior to that. The occupying British Army unit was the 60th Regiment of Foot, and most of the Army officers in that unit were Masons. Most of them were members of lodges in New Hampshire or New York or Montreal. And Detroit at that time was very much a wilderness. It was kind of like a wilderness outpost, and going back east to go to lodge really wasn't an option. So they petitioned the Provincial Grand Lodge of New York to start a lodge here. They did. The lodge wasn't around in Detroit for very long. The unit got transferred elsewhere. Then it kind of went dormant for a time. Then it picked up again in 1794. This time it was under the Grand Lodge of Quebec, or the Grand Lodge of Upper Canada. That was Zion Lodge number 10. That was around until 1806, when we affiliated with the Grand Lodge of New York again. Then in 1826, there was when the first Grand Lodge of Michigan was started. That Grand Lodge was not around for very long. It was started in 1826, and 3 years later, during the Morgan Affair, during the anti-Masonic agitation, and it affected Michigan pretty hard because we had a lot of influx of immigrants from New York. New York being a hotbed at that time of anti-Masonic activity, they kind of brought their anti-Masonic prejudices with them. So Grand Master Lewis Cass made the decision, out of the safety of the members, to shut down that Grand Lodge. At the time, it was assumed to have been temporary, but it lasted until the 1840s. And it wasn't until 1845 that the Second Grand Lodge of Michigan came about. And that's the charter we're still working under today. So we've had a total of, we've had several different jurisdictions, a couple of different charters, but the lodge itself is still current form.